Oh no, what's happened now? Stay tuned and all will be revealed. Well, good morning everyone and welcome back to Piccadilly Model Railways. The time has come. I've been talking about it for the last 2 to 3 years. Yes, if you haven't guessed it, it's the time when the windows are going to be replaced. So I'm starting now by taking down all the curtains, and obviously I should be doing that through the whole house. I'm not going to show you all that, but you're concerned about the railway. What have I done to prepare myself for this moment? Well, let's take it step by step, shall we? Now, if I take you across each board, or certainly the representation of it, you'll notice that the gap is pretty much there. Some of the cork has gone across, but that's simply cut with a scalpel. And then all I'm going to do is literally slide back all the fish plates. So that's my first job. Right, so you probably can see I've just lifted out this first board now, and that's come out quite easily. I'm quite pleased about that. I've just discovered that some of the wiring underneath, I've just screwed up the odd connector block to this board underneath, so I just need to undo a couple of screws, but otherwise it should come out fairly easily, so I'll show you that in a minute. Right, hopefully now that should just lift out. Look at that, the first bit. As you can see, it's all connected up with connectors at either end, so all the power is transferred just by plugs and sockets, which makes life an awful lot easier. Now hopefully this one should come out just as easy now. There we go. I think this one comes out first, to be honest, so I'll have a go at that and I'll come back and show you in a minute. Right, so this board should just come out now. Yeah, perfect. And the other one should obviously just lift off as well. Have lost, I don't know whether you can see that just there, but I'll bring a bit. Has been a couple of casualties of track just there, so obviously that piece will either need threading back in if it's possible, or replacing that little bit there, but generally speaking most come out there. That one's popped a bit as well, so again I might have to replace that piece or certainly cut it, but you know, generally speaking it's come out quite well. So I'll continue to remove the boards and then I'll show you what I do to remove the frame. Right, we're back to bare bones, aren't we? So it's a case of unclipping this piece now, and that just comes out, and then each of these, as you can see, they're clipped together. So there's a clip there that comes undone. There's another one down the bottom here. There, that comes undone. These boards lift out like that. But then this piece just folds up. More clips at the front. Just pops out like that. That bit, if I remember correctly, just folds in on itself. Oh, there's some more clips there. And some on. And that bit folds flat. This big board comes out, and there's more stuff behind it, as you can probably imagine. Oh, there's another one at the top, and then that folds flat, just like that. Apart from a bit of a clean up with a bit of a vacuum and tidy, that's that out, and that's taken, I'd say, about half an hour, 3/4 at the most, really. It'll probably take a bit longer to put back in, but I'll show you that in the next video. Well, there we go, that's all the extension out, and it's all nicely safely packed up underneath there. So my next job is to start covering this up. Now, gratefully, I did buy some plastic that you put over a car for spraying. So it's really lightweight, so it shouldn't damage anything, but yeah, it will still do the job. So let's have a look at that. Well, that's it. That's your plastic sheet. Don't ask me where I got it from, other than eBay, no idea. I bought it a long time ago after one of the workmen from one of my neighbours plastered my car. So I bought these for any further work that needed to take place. So you can see it's quite a thin plastic and it will stretch out. So if it goes over a car, it shouldn't have too many issues covering, I would say, the majority of that, to be honest. So we'll see how we get on, and I'll get it covered and I'll show you when I've done it. Wow, what a scene of bleakness, eh? So it's all covered up now. Hoping that will be sufficient. I've tried to block off as many of the gaps as I possibly can, because dust does tend to get everywhere. I might seal that against the wall down there with some tape. I will do that. But that's about it at the minute. I've got a big heavy bookcase I might put here, a bit nearer the time. But there we go. So on to the other one. And so we're on to the 00 gauge layout now. Now, I've had this out before and it comes out very, very easily. This end is just 2 clips, which are just there. And at that end is a little bit more complicated, but there are 2 bolts underneath, like that. See, there's 2 wing nuts there. So they just pop off. They connect up through to there. So that should be very easy. And then once that's done, then it's a case of taking out all this stuff from underneath. There's like a cube bookshelf there with some boxes on it. So that needs to be moved into the centre, and then the whole thing should just fold up. I'll show you that in a bit. So there's the unit out, and you can see there's a space there. I'm hoping that's sufficient. I mean, there's only 2 blokes got to stand around there, one on either side of the window, so it should be. So this now, I'm just going to flip it on its side, and I'll show you how it folds up. Now, you might remember that when I built this leg folds in, but because it was a little bit sort of wobbly, I put these angle brackets on. So that's just a case of 4 screws per one. So that shouldn't take very long to whip out. And the same at this end. And you'll also notice this little extension piece on the end, which is literally just clamped on with a couple of G-clamps. That's working well. I'm not going to worry about that. So those 2 will stay. There's no point in removing the end of the extension because it's all wired into that little block there, and it would only create problems. So leaving that, I should just remove these, and then, like I said, the legs will fold in. I'll show you it once it's folded up, and I'll show you where I'm going to put it. There it is, all folded up. I did have to undo this little bit at the end because I didn't realise that when I first said it, that these G-clamps were holding the legs tight as well, so I had to undo those. But you can see it goes relatively flat. Obviously, without the feet sections, these squares, it would fold completely flat. But obviously, I had to put those feet on it, giving some adjustability and all the rest of it. So I should go back together very, very quickly. That's taken about, what, 10-15 minutes to take out, and I've done it slowly as well. So it's just a case of now getting the whole layout covered with the same plastic as I've used upstairs. And I'll show you that when it's done as well. It's looking all so bleak, isn't it? Oh, I'll be glad when it's done. Well, there we go. That's that one covered as well now. So I'll just give you a quick walk around it. Not that you can see anything because it's all covered in plastic. But, you know, I've tried to seal it up as best I can. I just hope the dust doesn't get too bad underneath. It's the front section I'm more concerned about, and I'm more concerned about the end gauge layout, if I'm honest with you. I don't want dust getting under those canopies or, you know, on the platforms in the station. It would just be an absolute nightmare to clean it. But this one is due for a major overhaul anyway. as you probably realise. So I'm less worried about this one. It shouldn't be too difficult to sort this one out. Anyway, I think I'll leave the video there, and I will do another video shortly into the week just to show you what, or to explain what the experience was like having the windows replaced. And when I reveal the layouts again, if there's been any damage and anything that needs to be repaired, whatever. Okay, I'll catch you again very, very soon here on Piccadilly Model Railways. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.